Now, had to get help from hubby because I didn't have the strength to squeeze all the glue out of that tube. And now it's a matter of painting a nice big, well, at least 1 to 2 mil thick. What I learnt when I did the first part of this gluing exercise was I got air bubbles because it wasn't thick enough. But the bonus is that the air bubbles refracted the light and made it look like gold. So from a koi perspective, absolutely brilliant. So if you make it too thick, it's going to squeeze up between the sides of your grout lines, which means you're going to have to clean it out. And you know, sometimes we just have to do that extra bit of cleaning. The thing I failed to mention on terms of the tools that you need is a razor blade, which is a great way to remove this glue that's not really silicone glue. And oops, I'm really getting into this painting this gunge everywhere. The other thing is that it will cover all the bottom of your glass and get rid of potential grout bleed. And we'll have a look at how we might be able to see where it might bleed, because we can see, because it's glass on glass, we can see from the other side. So that's sort of evenly spread. So now it's time to plonk the fish down. A bit globby here, I can see I'm going to have much more cleaning, but we'll see how we go. I'm not overly concerned now because of air bubbles, and next time I might actually do it on purpose. So we've got a pretty good idea of where this is going to fit because we did our tracing. We know that this is going to be here. We know that the fin is pointing through the middle. We know that this dorsal fin is going to be on the spot. This is going to be at about grout width from that spot there, and likewise here. So the thing to get rid of the air bubbles is to press firmly and give it a little bit of a massage so that all the air bubbles come out. And so I'll be aiming for no air bubbles because of what we're doing, but next time I use this type of glass, I'm definitely going to try for getting a textured air bubble and the refracted light. Not so much of a worry with these because not as transparent as this one. So you won't really see the air bubbles in these ones, but you would definitely see grout bleed. So really give it a good firm press. I wasn't firm enough. Okay. So now we can leave that to dry, and because it hopefully is non-slumping, I can lift it up and have a look to see if there are any bubbles from this side. And I can look through the glass and I can see air bubbles right here. So it makes it really quite easy. I don't know if you got that on the video. So I'm lifting it up, looking through it from the bottom and seeing where those air bubbles are. I've got some right here, so I can squish that down, pressing really very firmly. And you want to be careful where you've got points because you don't want to break your points. And it's more challenging with these pieces of glass because they are larger. So with smaller pieces of glass, it's dead easy. Like I say, I'm not overly concerned about air bubbles at this point because it does refracted the light over here. It looks terrific with the sun shining through. I'll just do another check. Okay, there's one right here. So you can see it's quite easy when you're doing glass on glass to do your check and make sure that all those bubbles are gone. So pressing firmly, a bit of a wiggle wiggle, and a double check. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. A little bit for good luck. And then with the cleanup, a safety edge razor blade, and do be careful with these because of course you can do yourself a serious damage, and you can just scrape off your excess glue. If I was doing more gluing onto this, I would just wipe it off and use that again and not waste it, but today, for today's purposes, it's going to get wasted. So I need a little rag to wipe that off with and continue my cleanup. So I won't bore you while I do all of that. You can see it just comes off quite well. I managed to squirt some glue where outside the lines. What is it? Artists don't colour inside the lines. What can I say? And then if it's dry, when it's dry, you can then do another clean. So you can see how easy that is to clean off. So when you're putting your glue away, make sure that it's all squeezed up into the end of the tube, so you don't end up with a great big glob clogging up the entrance to your tube. Okay, so I'll store that standing on its end. I've got my mineral turbs to clean my brush with, so that goes straight in there. I've got a little wipe here so I can dab a little bit of mineral turbs on for that, to clean the razor blade off while I'm at it, and being of course very careful not to cut yourself. Although if you're so inclined, you can just throw them away, I guess, but I'm more inclined to use it till it becomes too rusty to use or too blunt. And of course finish off by taking care of yourself. A nice little baby wipe, take care of your skin, give yourself a nice clean, and then patiently wait for it to dry, and then remove the sticky tape and do your final cleanup. So there we have it, glass on glass using a paintbrush, and I think that works really well. That's my second go. Of course this was my first go, and I think when I do my third one it'll be just perfect.